What's up, guys? It's Old McWaller, Elder J in the building. So I just completed the first phase of laying the foundation of my garden, which is to put the protective hardware cloth down to prevent and help to stop my vole and mole problem. This is where my garden is going to be, and I told you I have an infestation of voles and moles in my yard. So I am taking extreme measures, which none of you will ever have to do, to remedy this issue. So it's getting late, but I still want to do a couple things while I'm out here. You guys saw it was snowing and all that kind of stuff. Literally, guys, just this patch here, you see these two, 1 and 2. This was all that I had done since the last time you guys saw me talking about it. That was it. It started to pour down raining like super crazy that day, and literally it's been raining or snowing ever since on the weekends when I have time to do something. So literally today was like 60 degrees, beautiful day out. I was still had something to do, and I was going from early this morning up until 4:30. Is when I got back home. I literally came home at 4:30 and just knocked all this stuff out. It's 7 o'clock now. So this stuff is extremely difficult to work with when you're by yourself because it comes in rolls. So when you're trying to roll it out, I mean, it's fighting you the entire way. You see all these stones that I have out there. So it's a lot of stuff going on. I did end up repotting my blueberries. Before there was only one blueberry per, and I had them in a mix that was too alkaline. So I end up putting them in containers, and each one is filled with nothing but peat moss and pine bark. I got this from somebody on YouTube. That idea, and since the plants were still really small, I was seeing how people were just stuffing their blueberry plants together. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I got a huge barrel here, faux wine barrel. I'm just going to put them 2 per wine barrel, and I did this a while back, and they haven't died on me. And you see they are starting to sprout a little bit. They're green. And let's see if I can zoom in here. Maybe not. Oh well, you guys get it. So this one had actual leaves on it until it snowed that day, that last time I showed you, and that was like some heavy snow. So listen, guys, it's much work, but I got to get in where I fit in. Tomorrow it's also supposed to snow, tomorrow afternoon into the evening. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to tonight, while I still got the little bit of sun that I have, I'm going to try to lay out as much cardboard as I can. Now, I always have to give you guys a tip, even when I'm doing a lot of this stuff for myself. Here's a tip for the newbies. When you're building your gardens, get you some cardboard to put around your, like if you're building a raised bed or something like that. Listen, when I first started, excuse the trash, guys, that was from the boxes. When I first started, I had an area of grass and I put my raised bed in the grass, and I had to fight all the time with grass growing up, some grasses and weeds growing up in it, and because it was right next to it, having grass grow up all around and next to your raised beds, you don't want to do that. Let me give you an example. The previous owners, when they were here, they put in these horseshoe pits. That's what these are, horseshoe pits. Well, imagine this is your raised bed. You're going to build a raised bed and have the grass and stuff right up next to it. It's tearing up and eating away your wood faster, all that kind of stuff. Just don't do it. Here's my recommendation. And listen, don't just take my advice. Look at all the pros that you guys watch on YouTube. All of the pros, they have, you see them in their gardens. They have, excuse the wind, guys. They have, what's it called? Wood chips and stuff like that. And some of them have stones, wood chips and stuff all around their garden, so that when they're walking, they're not on the grass. They're actually walking on the wood chips and stuff. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay. So this was the level 1 of the foundation. Level 2 is to put all this cardboard all the way down, cover it up. I have tons of cardboard because I've been collecting it for a year and a half, right? Because I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I've just been collecting it all over the place. And then finally, the third level is to put mulch, some kind of mulch, either whether it's wood chips or a colored mulch or whatever. It's probably going to come down to cost, right? Whatever I can get for a good price, and aesthetics, whatever I think is going to look good. I really want to put wood chips down, not because I want this to look any good, but because I got trees all over the place and I got leaves and pine needles all over the place that just fall down in here. You can see all the underneath pine needles all over the place. Because I have that all over the place, I don't want a colored mulch down here and then it look a hot mess once the fall come, because it got pine needles and leaves falling all over the place. If I do just a plain wood chip, if I got leaves and pine needles and stuff that falls on it, it's not going to necessarily take away from the color. But if I got that black mulch over there, it'll look a hot mess. So that's that. So guys, I'm going to just keeping you guys updated. I'm going to try to lay down as much of this as I can. And then I'm going to put the stones on it to help keep it down so it won't blow in the wind. I'm going to take a few of my chairs over there and just lay them around on top of them. If I have to, I'll take some of my firewood that's over there and lay it down just so it doesn't blow all over the place. And I'm going to actually be liking the snow and the rain when it comes tomorrow, because that snow and rain is going to help wet this. And once this stuff gets wet, that's going to actually help it to stick to the ground. Right now it's dry. All it takes is one gust of wind and that stuff will just fly out of here. But once it starts to wet down and go down, that's going to be it. So when I put my raised beds together, I'm going to show you guys, I'm just going to explain to you guys again the importance of this cardboard. So right now, if you know you're a beginner gardener and you are going to be building at least one raised bed somewhere, this is what I'm going to tell you to do. Start collecting this stuff. You guys are ordering on Amazon Prime all the time. Keep those boxes, put them somewhere. If you don't buy these boxes at storage boxes and use them. People are throwing away this stuff all the time. Just pick that up, Go behind the Walmart, go behind the market. They have these big, they have this stuff wrapped up to be recycled from where there's shipments and stuff like that. Go to liquor stores, and the liquor stores have tons of boxes and stuff like that. That's what you want. You want that to kill the grass. And I'll show you again, like I said, when I get to it, but just in case you guys don't ever see the other video, when you're doing your laying down your cardboard, I've seen this on YouTube so many times. People do this and it drives me nuts. People will do this. Okay, I'm laying down cardboard, and then they'll take the next piece and lay it down like that. Do not do that. Even if this was flush like this grass right here will come up through there, will find that and come up through there, guys. And I'm telling you, I've done it in the past. Don't do that. When you take your cardboard, you want to overlap your cardboard at least 5-6 inches. You want overlap, right? Because that's, now you can't get through there. Overlap. So overlap your cardboard when you're laying it down. Overlap, and you'll be trust me, you'll love me for it later. All right, guys, just giving you an update. I got some good stuff coming up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it today, but I might even record another video later today. We'll see. All right, guys, love you. Talk to you later. Get to growing.